The gunshot shattered my windshield before I even saw them coming. Glass exploded across my lap. I jerked the wheel right, tires screaming against asphalt. 3 black SUVs boxed me in, front, back, side. They weren't here to talk. My twin boys screamed from their car seats. 18 months old. Too young to understand why Mommy's hands were shaking on the wheel. "Hold on, babies." I floored it. The SUVs stayed with me. Professional drivers. Military precision. This wasn't random. A voice crackled through my phone's speaker, connected to Bluetooth, hands-free, because I was a responsible mother even when being hunted. "Stop the car, Miss Chen." Chen. My real name. The one I hadn't used in 2 years. "Who the hell?" "You know who. Stop the car or we stop it for you." My heart slammed against my ribs. The boys. I had to protect the boys. I stopped. The SUVs surrounded me like sharks. Men in tactical gear emerged, 6 of them, weapons trained on my Honda Civic with its peeling paint and child safety stickers. The lead man approached my window, knocked with the barrel of his gun. "Out." "I have children in the car." "We know. Mr. Cross is waiting." Cross. Dominic Cross. The man I'd fled from. The father who didn't know his sons existed. He'd found me. They didn't handcuff me. Didn't need to. 6 armed men and my 2 babies were all the restraint required. The convoy drove through Chicago's financial district. Glass towers scraped the sky. We stopped at the tallest one, Cross Industries, his building, his empire, his territory. The penthouse elevator required a keycard and retinal scan, military-grade security for a legitimate businessman. The doors opened onto pure intimidation. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city, marble floors, art worth more than I'd made in 2 years of waitressing. And him. Dominic Cross stood with his back to me, silhouetted against the windows. Tall, broad shoulders in a tailored suit, dark hair cut sharp. Everything about him screamed control. He didn't turn around. "Leave us." The guards left. The elevator doors closed. I was alone with him and our children he didn't know existed. "Hello, Natalie." My birth name, not the fake ID I'd been using. "How did you find me?" "You used your real social security number at the hospital." He turned. God, he looked the same. Sharp jaw, ice blue eyes. The kind of face that sold magazines and destroyed lives. Sloppy. My hands tightened on the stroller handles. The boys had gone quiet, that eerie silence babies get when they sense danger. "What do you want?" "Answers." His eyes dropped to the stroller, to the 2 identical faces peering up at him. "Starting with them." "They're mine." "And?" His voice was ice. No emotion, just that terrible calm he used when he was furious. "Yours." Something flickered across his face, too fast to read. "Names." Ethan and Noah. "Ages." 18 months. He did the math. I watched him calculate. Watched the moment he realized I'd been pregnant when I disappeared. His jaw clenched, the only sign of emotion. "You ran." "You told me to leave." "I said we needed space, not that you should disappear with my children." "You chose her!" My voice cracked. I hated it. You chose Veronica. You told me you needed someone less complicated, so I left. Dominic moved closer, each step deliberate, predatory. You didn't tell me you were pregnant. You were too busy with your new girlfriend to notice I was throwing up every morning. Veronica is gone. That stopped me. What? She stole $6 million from my accounts and disappeared. 3 months ago. I couldn't help it. I laughed. Actually laughed. His eyes went dark. You find that amusing? You threw me away for a con artist. Yes, that's hilarious. I didn't throw you away. You replaced me in under a week. He was close now. Close enough that I could smell his cologne, cedar and something expensive. Close enough to see the new lines around his eyes. You left without a word, without a trace. I looked for 6 months. You had Veronica. Why would you look for me? Because you were mine. Were. Past tense. One of the twins, Ethan, started crying. Dominic's eyes snapped to him. He's hungry, I said. They need to eat. There's a room prepared. Through there. He gestured to a door. Everything you need. You were that confident I'd come? I'm always confident, Natalie. It's why I win. I wanted to argue, to throw his arrogance back in his face. But Ethan was screaming now, and Noah was about to join him. I pushed the stroller toward the door. Dominic didn't stop me. But I felt his eyes on my back the entire way. The room was perfect. 2 cribs, a changing table, toys still in packaging, formula in the cabinet, the expensive brand I couldn't afford, diapers in 3 sizes, everything. He'd prepared for them, before he even had me. I fed the boys, changed them, put them down. They fell asleep instantly. The car chase had exhausted them. When I emerged, Dominic was waiting, sitting in an armchair like a king on a throne. They're asleep. Good. We need to talk. About you staying. My stomach dropped. No. Not a request, he stood. You and my sons will live here, under my protection. I have a life in a 1-bedroom apartment in Gary, Indiana, working 2 minimum wage jobs, barely making rent. His voice was flat, factual. You call that a life? Shame burned through me. I kept them fed, kept them safe. Barely. The hospital records show Noah had RSV last winter. Ethan had an ear infection you couldn't afford to treat for 3 weeks. How do you... I have their medical records, your employment history, your bank statements, everything. He moved closer. Did you really think I'd find you and not learn everything? Violated. That's what I felt. Completely exposed. You had no right. They're my children. I have every right. You gave up that right when you chose another woman. I didn't know you were pregnant. For the first time, his control cracked. Anger bled through. If you'd told me, what? You would have stayed with me out of obligation? No thanks. I would have protected you. I don't need protection. Yes, you do. He pulled out his phone, showed me a photo. Recognize him? A man, thin, scarred face, eyes like a predator. No. Alexei Volkov, head of the Russian syndicate in Chicago. He's been watching you for 3 weeks. Ice flooded my veins. What? He knows about the boys. He knows they're mine, and he knows that hurting them is the fastest way to hurt me. You're lying. He swiped to another photo. My apartment building. A man standing across the street, watching. Another photo. The grocery store. Same man. The park. The daycare. Everywhere. Oh, God. You're in danger. The boys are in danger. Here, you're safe. My security is the best in the city. I wanted to argue, to say I'd handle it myself, but I'd seen the photos, seen the man who'd been stalking us without my knowledge. How long? What? How long do we stay? Dominic's expression went carefully blank. Permanently. No. Natalie, no! I won't be your prisoner. You'll be my family. The word hit like a punch. Family. We're not a family. We're three people you happen to share DNA with. Something flickered in his eyes. Pain, maybe. Then we'll become one. You can't force that. Watch me. I couldn't sleep. The guest room was bigger than my entire apartment. The bed was softer than anything I'd touched in years. The boys slept peacefully in their cribs, and I stared at the ceiling, trapped. A knock. Soft. Tentative. Not Dominic's style. I opened the door. A woman stood there, mid-40s, kind eyes, wearing scrubs. Ms. Chen? I'm Elena. Mr. Cross hired me as the night nurse. Night nurse? For the twins, so you can sleep, she smiled. I have 20 years of experience in pediatric care. References, background check, whatever you need to feel comfortable. Help. He'd hired me help. Something in my chest cracked. Thank you, but I can handle the night feedings. Mr. Cross insisted. He said you haven't had a full night's sleep in 18 months. Her expression softened. Let me help. Just tonight. See how it feels. Pride said refuse. Exhaustion said yes. Exhaustion won. Okay. Just tonight. I woke to sunlight and panic. The boys. I'd slept through their feeding, through everything. I ran to the nursery. Elena sat in the rocking chair, feeding Noah. Ethan played on a mat, laughing at hanging toys, both alive, both happy. Good morning, Elena smiled. They woke at 2 and 5. Both ate well. No issues. I should have. You slept. That's what you should have done. She stood, passed Noah to me. Mr. Cross is waiting for you in the dining room. Breakfast is ready. Of course he was waiting. Dominic sat at a table big enough for 12, reading the Wall Street Journal, coffee steaming beside him. He looked up when I entered. His eyes tracked every movement. You slept. You hired a night nurse without asking. You needed one. That's not the point. The point is you're exhausted. The point is I can help. He folded the paper. Sit. Eat. The food was already there. Eggs, toast, fruit. More food than I'd eaten in a week. I sat, hated myself for it. We need rules, I said. Agreed. I'm not your prisoner. Never said you were. I can leave whenever I want. He paused. With security. Alone. With the boys? No. Volkov is still hunting. Then prove it. Show me evidence he's actually after us. Dominic pulled out his phone, pulled up surveillance footage. My apartment building. Yesterday. A man breaking into my unit. My blood went cold. He searched everything, took photos, Left a tracker under your couch. Jesus. You're not safe there. You're barely safe here. His voice was hard, final. So you stay, until Volkov is handled. And then? Then we talk. About what? His eyes met mine, ice blue and absolutely serious. About us. 3 days passed. 3 days of Dominic showing up for every meal, every bath time, every moment. He was terrible at it, held the boys too stiffly, mixed formula wrong twice, changed a diaper backward. But he showed up. On the 4th night, everything changed. The explosion came at 2 a.m. I grabbed the boys instantly, pure instinct, ran for the panic room Dominic had showed me on day 1. Gunfire erupted, shouts, breaking glass. The panic room door required a code. My hands shook so badly I mistyped twice. 3rd time, the door opened. I shoved the boys inside, turned to seal it. A man appeared, black tactical gear, gun raised, pointed at my babies. Something snapped inside me. I threw myself at him. No plan, no training, just rage. We hit the ground. His gun skidded away. He was bigger, stronger, trained. I didn't care. I grabbed a lamp, swung, caught him in the temple. He went down, stayed down. I grabbed his gun. My hands were steadier now. Adrenaline had burned through the fear. The panic room, the boys. I backed toward them, kept the gun trained on the doorway. Then Dominic was there. Blood on his white shirt, gun in his hand, eyes wild. He saw me, saw the gun, saw the unconscious man. Natalie, are they gone? For now, we need to move, now. He gathered the boys. I kept the gun. We ran. The safe house was an hour outside the city, fortified, hidden. The boys cried the entire drive. Dominic drove with one hand, his other on my knee, grounding me, keeping me present. When we arrived, his team secured the perimeter. Elena appeared. She'd been evacuated separately. She took the boys, put them down, and I finally broke. Dominic found me on the bathroom floor, shaking, unable to stop. He didn't speak, just pulled me against his chest. I should have fought it, should have pushed him away. Instead, I collapsed into him. They could have died, I whispered. They could have. They didn't. You protected them. I hit him with a lamp. You did what you had to do. His arms tightened. You were magnificent. I pulled back, looked at him, really looked. He was scared. This man who controlled an empire, who faced down criminals and politicians, he was terrified. Dominic, I almost lost you. All of you. His hand cupped my face. I can't, I won't let that happen again. It's not your choice. Yes, it is. Because I love you. The words hung between us, raw, honest, terrifying. You don't, I whispered. You chose Veronica. I was an idiot. She made me feel powerful. You made me feel human. And that scared the hell out of me. So you ran. Yes, and I've regretted it every day since. His thumb traced my cheekbone. Let me fix this. Let me prove I can be what you need. I needed you 2 years ago, when I was alone and pregnant and terrified. I know. And I'll spend the rest of my life making that up to you, if you'll let me. I looked into his eyes, saw truth, saw pain, saw something that might actually be love. I don't trust you. I'll earn it back. You hurt me. Never again. I swear it. His forehead touched mine. His breath mixed with mine. Prove it, I whispered. And he did. Morning came too fast. I woke in Dominic's arms, his chest against my back, his hand splayed across my stomach, like he was afraid I'd disappear. The boys were crying. Reality crashed back. I slipped out of bed. Dominic's eyes opened. I've got them, I said. We've got them. He followed me to the nursery. We changed them together, fed them together, moved in sync like we'd been doing this for years. It felt right. Dangerous. His phone rang during breakfast. He looked at the screen. His expression went dark. What? Volkov. He wants to meet. My blood went cold. No. I have to. He has information about who leaked our location. It's a trap. Probably, but I need answers. He stood, kissed my forehead. I'll be back by dinner. Stay here. Don't open the door for anyone except Elena or my security team. Dominic, I love you. I'm coming back. And he was gone. The day dragged. Every sound made me jump. Every shadow looked like a threat. The boys sensed my fear. They were fussy, clingy. 6 p.m. came. No Dominic. 7 p.m. Nothing. 8 p.m. My phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. Ms. Chen. Russian accent. Cold. I have your man. Volkov. If you hurt him, I want the children. Bring them to the address I'm sending. Come alone, or I send him back in pieces. The line went dead. A text arrived. An address. A warehouse district. No, absolutely not. But then another text. A photo. Dominic. Tied to a chair, blood on his face. Alive. Barely. I looked at my sleeping sons, at the impossible choice. Then I made a call. I didn't bring the boys. I brought Marcus, Dominic's head of security, and 8 of his best men, and I had a plan. The warehouse was exactly what you'd expect. Dark, industrial, perfect for an ambush. I walked in alone, hands visible, no weapons. Volkov waited in the center, Dominic beside him, still tied, still bleeding. Our eyes met. Dominic's were furious. You shouldn't have come. Shut up, I said, looked at Volkov. Let him go. The children first. They're not here. Volkov's expression went cold, lethal. You were told. To come alone. I did. But you're not getting my sons. Then he dies. A gun pressed against Dominic's head. No, I said. He doesn't. I raised my hand. A signal. Red laser dots appeared, 8 of them, on Volkov's chest, on his men. Marcus's team, positioned on the catwalks. Perfect shots. Volkov looked up, looked back at me, and smiled. Clever girl. Let him go, or everyone here dies. Including you. I'm fine with that. Are you? Silence. Calculation. Then Volkov nodded. Cut him loose. Dominic was freed. He stood, walked toward me. I didn't move. Kept my eyes on Volkov. "This isn't over," Volkov said. "Yes, it is. Touch my family again, and I won't negotiate. I'll bury you." Big words for a mother? That's exactly why you should be terrified. I stepped forward, into his space. I'll do things he won't, cross lines he can't, because I have everything to lose. Volkov stared at me. Something shifted in his expression. Respect, maybe. "We're done here," he said finally, gestured to his men. They left. I waited until they were gone, until Marcus confirmed they'd cleared the building. Then I turned to Dominic and punched him in the shoulder. "Ow, what the?" "That's for going alone, for walking into an obvious trap, for making me think I'd lost you." He grabbed my wrist, pulled me against him. "You came for me." "Of course I came for you. You're—" I stopped, swallowed. "The boys need their father." "The boys?" "Yes." "Not you?" His hand cupped my face, blood still on his knuckles, eyes intense. "Say it," he whispered. "Dominic, say you came for me, not just for them." I looked at him. This impossible, infuriating man who'd broken my heart and given me our sons. "I came for you," I whispered, "because I love you, because I never stopped." He kissed me, hard, desperate, like I was oxygen and he'd been drowning. I kissed him back. 6 months later, the boys took their first steps on the same day. Chaos. Pure chaos. Dominic and I chased them around the penthouse. He'd renovated the entire top floor into a family space. Safe, child-proof, home. We'd started therapy, twice a week, working through everything. The abandonment, the betrayal, the fear. It wasn't easy. Some days I still looked at him and saw the man who'd chosen someone else. But most days, I saw the father reading bedtime stories in ridiculous voices, the partner who woke up for every midnight cry without complaint, the man trying desperately to be better. "I have something for you," Dominic said one evening. The boys were asleep. We had the rare gift of silence. He handed me an envelope, legal documents. "What is this?" "A trust, for you, separate from mine. $30 million, yours, no matter what happens between us." My hands shook. "Dominic, you left with nothing. I never want you to feel trapped again. This is yours. Freedom, if you need it." "I don't want your money." "I know. That's why I'm giving it to you." He pulled me close. "I want you to stay because you choose to, not because you have to." I looked at the documents, at this impossible gesture. "You're terrified I'll leave again." "Every day." "Good." I smiled, set the papers aside. "Keep being terrified. It means you won't take me for granted." "Never." He kissed my forehead, my cheeks, my lips. "Never again." He proposed on a random Tuesday. No fanfare, no grand gesture, just him and me and 2 toddlers covered in spaghetti. "Marry me." I looked up from wiping Ethan's face. "What?" "Marry me, officially. Let me give you my name. Let me stand in front of everyone and claim you as mine." "We don't need marriage." "I do. I need to know you're committed to this, to us." "I came back. I stayed. Isn't that commitment?" "I want more. I want forever." He knelt. right there in the kitchen, covered in pasta sauce. I want to be worthy of you, and I know I'm not, but I'm trying, and I'll keep trying every day for the rest of my life. Noah threw a noodle at his head. Dominic didn't even flinch. I laughed, actually laughed. You're proposing covered in marinara sauce. Is that a yes? I looked at him, this man who'd destroyed me and rebuilt me, who'd given me everything and taken it away and fought like hell to earn it back. Ask me again in a year. His face fell. Natalie, 1 year. Prove you can keep showing up. Keep choosing us. Keep being the man you're trying to become. And then? Then ask me again. And maybe I'll say yes. Maybe. Not definitely. He smiled, stood, kissed me despite the spaghetti. Challenge accepted. 1 year later, he asked again on the anniversary of his first proposal. No spaghetti this time, just the 4 of us in the park, the boys chasing pigeons. It's been a year. I know. I showed up. You did. Every day, every moment. I chose you. I chose them. I looked at him, at the man he'd become, the father who knew both boys' favorite foods, their bedtime routines, the exact way to hold them when they were scared. The partner who'd learned to communicate, to compromise, to put us first. Yes. He blinked. Yes? Yes. I'll marry you. His smile could have lit the entire city. He pulled out a ring, simple, elegant, nothing like the ostentatious thing I would have expected from him before. Perfect. He slid it on my finger, kissed me while the boys shouted and clapped without understanding why. I love you, he whispered against my lips. I love you too. And I meant it. Finally, completely, terrifyingly, I meant it. Epilogue. 3 years later. Ethan started kindergarten first. Noah cried and refused to go without his brother. We enrolled them in the same class. Dominic held my hand the entire first day, both of us pretending we weren't falling apart. They're growing up. Too fast. We should have another. I looked at him. What? A baby. I missed everything the first time. I want to do it right. You're insane. Maybe. But think about it. A little girl, with your eyes and my stubborn streak. Absolutely not. He smiled. We'll see. 6 months later, I told him I was pregnant. His face went through 12 emotions in 3 seconds. Then he picked me up and spun me around like I weighed nothing. A baby. Your fault. You wouldn't shut up about it. I'm going to be there. For everything. Every appointment, every class, everything. I know. And he was. Our daughter was born on a Sunday. Perfect timing. Dominic didn't have to cancel any meetings. She came out screaming, furious at the world, all 7 pounds of rage and determination. Dominic cried. Actually cried. She's perfect. She looks like you. God help us. I laughed, exhausted, happy, complete. Years later, someone would ask me if I regretted going back to the man who'd broken me, the empire that had nearly destroyed us. I looked at my 3 children, at my husband reading them bedtime stories in ridiculous voices, at the life we'd built from the ashes of everything we'd destroyed. No, I said. I don't regret it. Because the truth was simple. He'd broken me, but I'd rebuilt myself stronger. He'd thrown me away, but I'd come back on my terms. He'd made me feel worthless, but I'd proven my worth. And together, we'd created something neither of us could have built alone. A family, a future, a love that was earned, not given, fought for, not assumed. And that made it worth everything. The end. Thanks for listening. If this story stayed with you, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. And tell me where you're listening from. I love seeing how far these stories travel. If you're still thinking about them, you're not the only one. I'll see you in the next story.